Om Shanti. Imbibe the virtues of sweetness and humility to become great. An attitude of unlimited disinterest. Have sweetness in your behavior and an attitude of unlimited disinterest in your mind. When you are aware of both of these, you will be able to pass with honors. By especially imbibing sweetness and humility, you will constantly be a world benefactor, a great donor, and a bestower of blessings. You will then easily be able to give proof of love. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today is day 16. Imbibe the virtues of sweetness and humility to become great. Today's topic: an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Pass with honor, waste thought, silent blame. Spiritual power to finish waste thought, power of the divine eye. Baba's magic mantra. Sweet, sweet child, Baba is seeing you. The soul, the diamond, sparkling in the center of each one's forehead. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Yes, we don't ask many questions, but we do ask questions to our own self. Am I sweet? Am I humble? So if we ask this question to one's own self, then we are able to look at the percentage that yes, 80% mostly I am sweet, but sometimes it's not that much sweet, right? But you don't become bitter, right? Less sweet is good, but not bitter. If you are given something to eat, even sometimes you eat almonds, right? And some are very bitter when they come in the mouth. So there could be some very subtle things in the attitude, and that emerges once in a while. And you suddenly find there is bitterness. So we have to pay attention that even if it start coming little bit in your feelings, but don't allow it to be expressed in your words or in your actions. Some people think that if they have done it and they're doing it, they're settling. But you are not settling, you are creating more karmic accounts, right? Repeating those habits is actually creating more karmic accounts. Some take it other way around, that I did it, so I settled it. If that settling is also creating. So attention we have to do that if any feelings also emerge, but don't do actions based on that. We have to take the yukti of just create silence. Just go in Baba's room. Someone shared nicely yesterday. There's a lot going on in his mind and around him. But he went to Baba's room and Baba said, just be quiet, apply a point. And he said he did it. And after a few hours, there was so much clarity. Because when you keep thinking, the clarity is lost. But when you go in silence, I'm not going to think about it. Whether you are tired or you're not finding solution, go in deep silence. At least you are increasing your power. When clarity comes, then you can experience Baba's help. You can experience the solution. So power of silence. Just be a point. Anytime too much thinking is confusion. But reduce your thinking, go into silence, and then you can really, really be very clear about everything. So today's homework Baba is giving us is have the attitude of unlimited disinterest. So Baba says that have awareness in your behavior and an attitude of unlimited disinterest in your mind. Have awareness in your behavior. That's what Mohini Didi was talking about, Simrti. So she said that what Baba said in the morning, during the take a chance, sit together and think about those points. Or then if it's possible, in a small gathering, even 2, 3 of you, in small gathering, what you have to do is to discuss or to do yoga. So that is how the attitude will change. So have, Baba says, sweetness in your behavior and attitude of unlimited disinterest in your mind. So Baba says that when you are aware of both of these, you will be able to pass with honor. Not just pass mark, right? Pass with honor means 99, above 98. 98, 99, 100, right? Just pass with honor. There used to be a time when they used to pass you if you get 36%, right? And now it's 50%. That is just passing. But now our aim is to pass with honor. So Baba says that by especially imbibing sweetness and humility. By imbibing sweetness and humility, Baba says you will constantly be If you imbibe both qualities, you will constantly be world benefactor, a great donor, and the bestower of blessings. Baba says that you will, then what happens? Then easily be able to give the proof of your love. Love for Baba, love for Baba's knowledge. So when there is proof is there when you have these qualities. I am a world service, great donor, and bestower of blessings. So all of us have to pay attention whole day, do our homework, and definitely you will experience change in you, especially unlimited disinterest. It's quite a big thing. We do get interested in certain things where we shouldn't, right? People's personal life, their personal circumstances, what interest I have. But some take lot of interest, and then it does affect their attitude, their thinking, their behavior. So connect unlimited disinterest with your transformation. I'm not able to inculcate this quality because lack of disinterest. So pay attention and bring that transformation. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good evening.
Good
Good morning. And
good morning.
happy Satguruvar
You also happy Sadguru.
tomorrow. So I see that on the day of Satguruvar, Baba was offered some flowers that are in front of you. Well, as you were talking, I looked up to see what those flowers are. And it says that those flowers, when they grow on a tall tree, it's called temple tree because the trees are so tall, the flowers are on top of it. But if it grows on bushes, it's called frangipani. So whoever brought you those flowers, were they on a tall tree or were they on a bush? A tree, a short tree. They were on the tall tree?
Yes.
Of the which is placed in front of Didi is champa flower, which is not in the very tall tree, but it was in the medium tree. But that flower, which is orange one, that was on the very tall tree, and anyhow we managed to pluck that.
Wow. And what is the other one called? The orange.
That I have to check in the AI what is that flower called, but it is very beautiful.
So now if you bring in flowers for Didi, you have to tell her where it's from and what is the name of the flowers. So her garden in her mind becomes very beautiful with all the names of the flowers that you're bringing for her.
It is all Baba love for Didi. That's why all different kind of flowers are coming to from.
Yeah, and
This
I'm
is from
enjoying it.
Manmohini one. This is from Manmohini one, and that again that yellow one, Bhumi Didi will show you. This one was also from the tall tree.
So you look for the English name of
I'm
it.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
I think it's
message
called the
Bhubi
temple
Didi.
tray.
Show little up. Yeah, this one is also from the tall tree.
Ah,
This little
nice. Very beautiful. So we're having a lot of interest in flowers. And we're talking about a disinterested attitude.
इनके सामने में
Very nice flowers, very exotic.
इधर रखो
And of course, the color is yellow. Yellow means friendship. It's beautiful. So this evening, we're talking, tomorrow we'll be practicing it. The disinterest, an attitude of disinterest. And this word disinterest, according to the world, is sometimes connected to a mental disorder in which if you suddenly become disinterested in things, disinterested in studies, disinterested in relationships, disinterested in food, then they think that something is wrong. It could be depression. But equally in the world, this word disinterest has a very positive side. And I'm just fascinated in the way that Baba uses words. And for this word disinterest, vairag, he took it up in a very positive way. And according to the ethics and according to the positive side of disinterest, I'll tell you what some of these meanings are. And then I want you, Didi, to respond to them. So one of the first things about disinterest is disinterest can refer to an ability to be impartial, don't take sides, unbiased, and free from selfish motives. The other one for disinterest is not looking for a win, just looking for the truth. So I'm not doing it because I want to win something. The other meaning of disinterest is freedom from anxiety, disinterest in a specific outcome. The other meaning is pure appreciation, enjoying something like we did with the flowers, enjoying something just because it is beautiful, but you don't want to own it. What do you think and of this word disinterest, even according to the world? And do you think Baba was referring to this level of disinterest in which some people think, even Brahmins, if I have a disinterest, I'm forcing myself to do something, not to engage, not to participate, not to be part of? But with these kinds of definition, do you think this was what Baba was meaning when he says an attitude of disinterest?
I think that there are many stages, and but one definitely is when you are detached observer. That means you observe everyone, but when it comes to participation, then you make a right choice. It's not that you participate, and sometimes, like, of course, mental disorder or the way psychology will look at that, there's something wrong. Because I have this experience of when I was in university and I had got the knowledge. So I was changing, the dresses were different. And so I was a student of political science. And my professor was Persian. And she used to watch me because there were very few students in political science. And one day she called me, she said, "What's going on in your life?" I said, "Everything is okay." And she was not living far from where I was living. So sometimes she will give me ride, come and sit with me in the car, and I want to talk to you. So then I said, "But everything is okay." She said, "No interest in what kind of clothes you wear, no interest into what kind of hairstyle you have. Like she was saying a lot of changes. And as you said that she thought there's something wrong, but I just didn't answer. But those days, Baba used to tell us to go and do exhibitions. And that year we were doing in Kashmir at Pelgam. Pelgam is the place where all those tourists to go for Amarnath, they go walking up to there. But from Pelgam, then they take horses or whatever way they decide to move on to Amarnath. Amarnath is very high. And so then this exhibition is on. And I was in Kashmir for 3-4 years, 1962, 3, 4. So I was there in the exhibition and I was explaining. And she appeared there. She might be on as a tourist. And she just stood like very quiet. "Oh, that's what you do." So I said, "Yes, I learned meditation and I feel I want to serve people because they are unnecessarily unhappy and in sorrow and in whatever bad state of mind." So she immediately realized, and then it was when I went back after holidays, then she said, "I know that it's a very positive, you have chosen a very good path and you are changing for a purpose. You're not changing because, it's like I don't like it and it's too much for me. And, sometimes people don't like things and they stop doing it. And other is there is a purpose of simplicity and just purity and whatever we use in our body, whether food or clothing, everything is on level of purity. So when there is purity, then you have disinterest in many things because they don't match, those qualities don't match your aim and your purpose. So I think that I will, gradually one start watching, being detached observer and not necessarily actively involved in many things. So I think this interest here is that your purpose of life, your commitment of life, all the time you have interest in that. And people want to divert your attention or get you involved in some conversation which you don't find are useful. So that's kind of disinterest is there, right? So I think that be positive and be purposeful and, do whatever is like purity is our aim. Interest in that and disinterest in what is not fulfilling me or helping me to move forward on my spiritual path.
Okay, I like it that disinterest is connected to being detached. Detached is connected to the purity of the soul. If you're not pure, you can't have disinterest, neither could you be detached. But most of all, it connects us to purpose. And so Baba particularly said today in that Avyakti signal about disinterest in the mind. And so, according to this particular school of thought, a disinterest mind is a clear one. So that connected to the purity factor. It allows you to look at a problem without ego getting in the way, making it much easier to find an innovative solution. So a disinterested mind would be connected to the solution, as Baba says, because what connects us to the problem is ego, to think that we can fix it. And so we get caught in the problem because of the ego, or maybe because of the fear, or because of the anxiety. What do you think of that statement in terms of disinterest in the mind?
Yeah, I think sometimes people are ambitious. They want to control everything. They want to everything like they want to do it, and they find that anyone who has ability, they kind of feel very challenged. And I really agree that it's the ego which is really kind of blocking our, there is something which we can find solution, but ego doesn't. You know, my experience here had been that there are certain situations where people had been trying to find solution and we couldn't, and we just leave it. It's all right. It's not harmful. Let it continue. But suddenly, again, it might be surrender of ego, or that we find a very beautiful solution. And when you find it, then, it's like we could have done this before, or we would have. So I think that this is how it is. The ego is really a big, big blockage. So, you know, some people use a lot of power of silence. And as I was mentioning, that helps them also. Not only clarity of mind, but if you keep thinking, keep thinking about anything, it's very confusing. And then what couldn't happen keep coming in the mind. But if you decide not to think about it, be quiet, just be a point of light, then not from inside, but even otherwise, from all different parts and other family around me can comes together, have cooperation, and the solution comes in front of us. It's quite long procedure, but then again, what works is your silence, your being in just a point of light, not silence, just not thinking, but soul consciousness also.
And most importantly, the disinterest from the limitations of the I and mind, because the I and mind is what keeps us with the problem and not to see the solution, because it's what I want out of it, because it's my integrity, my self-respect. And it's all the veneer of ego. The I and my is the veneer that ego takes.
Mm. Because ego is then controlling. And when it's controlling, you are a little bit selfish also. You forget about well-being of others, well-being of whole, then well-being of your own self or your own people. Very subtle, people don't come to know. So the problem continues, unless this quality of just surrender it to Baba. Surrender it to Baba so that your mind and intellect is free from this I and mine and ego. And then, yeah, I think disinterest, in other words, also could be just surrender it to Baba. And if we all cannot come to any conclusions or solution, let Baba help us, and it does happen.
Thank you very much. But this disinterest is a very deep subject, a very deep word, and I think we don't understand it in its depth. But yet, without it, I don't think we can get to that depth of purity that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think we have to apply it and look at whole day on what really is lot interest to me and what I really don't like to participate. You know, when we come to know, Baba said, don't have wasteful thoughts. So little disinterest also start emerging. There are many, many things, right? So your definitions of disinterest in the beginning were very deep and very meaningful, but we have to find that meaning in our practical life and make sure that there is attitude of disinterest. Okay,
Thank you
thank you,
so
Gayatri.
much. Om
Thank
Shanti.
you. Om Shanti.